Now, I tell you about a movie that I haven't been wanting to talk about, and I forgot all about it. And this is another one of those remakes and comparison videos. Remake and comparison videos. But, my daughter's mom, which we have not been together for years, she's married now. But I remember me and her sit down and watch this movie called Evil Dead. And we sit down, we watched that movie together, and we really enjoyed that movie. And this was before my daughter was born, but it was one of those this is what, weekend we was just sitting around watching the movie. But anyway, Evil Dead came out in 1981, and I'm a big Sam Raimi fan. And this is a horror fantasy. It's an hour and 25 minutes long. It's got a 95% Rotten Tomato. Yeah. 87% people liked it. Like I said, the director is Sam Raimi. 5 people hike into the woods to cabin for a fun night, a way to find an old book, a Necronomicon, whose text reawakens the dead when it's read out loud. Now, I just read you synopsis, and I know a lot of people seen this movie. I enjoy this movie. I mean, it's just, God, it brings back memories in 1981. I graduated in 78, and God, this life was just so, I don't know, it's just, you was just young, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm saying, you just don't realize how, you just don't realize how precious life is until you start looking back. You go, I was so young back then, and life was just like, whoa, it's just. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I really did. But Evil Dead the remake came out in 2013. It's a horror thriller, and it's an hour and 31 minutes. 87% people liked it. I didn't write the Rotten Tomatoes down because I must have forgot. But anyway, my director is Fede Alvarez, is the director of this movie. And Jane Levy, which is she's one of my, I love Jane Levy. I think she's a good actress. Her character is Mia. And I'll read the plot synopsis. A drug addict and their family and their friends accompany her to their family remote forest cabin to help her go through a withdrawal. And one of their friends named Eric find a book, and they read it out loud. And it's the same thing, They bring all these, you read out loud you read it out loud. You bring all these evil demons out. So one of them possesses this character named Mia. Why she's trying to go through this withdrawal? Because she told him to take me out there. She goes, because she's a drug addict, and she goes, I want you guys to stick with me no matter what. Now I want to stay out here and get dried up and everything. And I remember going to the theater to watch this movie, man. And when I went in that theater, there was like 4 people in that theater. So obviously, man, I was digging it. I felt like I was living in a freaking, I felt like a guy that lived in a big old house with his home theater, because I was in there, man, watching that movie, and it just was it was so weird. I still remember me watching that movie and sitting in that theater, and it was only like maybe 3 or 4 of us watching that movie. And this movie was 80% liked. The other one was 87% liked. I wish I would have known what the Rotten Tomato was. I think it was 66, if I ain't mistaken. But anyway, I remember watching this movie, and I liked this movie as well. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was bloody, though. It was real bloody. But Jane Levy, she put on a good act. She put on a good show. But I really enjoyed this movie, man. There was some parts in there I was like, damn, man. I kept going, damn, because, the blood was pretty gory. Where Sam Raimi, this movie's just, Sam Raimi is just Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, man, you could tell when Sam Raimi makes a movie, he's got his DNA written all over it. And he just, there's so many movies I could talk about, with Sam Raimi back then, because, the early 80s. But no, man, I'll be honest with you guys. This 2013 one, man, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I remember going to the theater, man. I remember walking out, and it was really nice outside. And I remember walking across the parking lot, and I had just bought my Dodge Dart back then. It was only like maybe a year or two old. And I remember walking across the parking lot just saying, look at that pretty car. I can't believe I got that car, man. I was up there saying, man, God, you sure are good, man. I went from climbing in the window to putting a pan up under the car to catch all the oil and pour it back in, and going through all them junky cars. And when I was walking across that parking lot, I just was like looking at that car, just thanking God I got that car, you know. And I also was like, wow, you know, I'm going to the theaters and I'm doing things on my own and having fun after working all those jobs and trying to pay child support for the kids and going through what I went through. And I went to go see, you know, Evil Dead. And I felt so awesome being in that theater, just looking up at that big screen, watching that. And I was just like, wow, man, you know, Vic, you come a long way, you know. And I know it has nothing to do with the movie, but that movie, I remember watching that movie just feeling good that day, just about, wow, you know. And that's one thing I like about life, man, you know. There's this little simplest things out there, man, that you can enjoy, but a lot of people, they're so hell-bent on being rich and successful and famous, and you can have all that crap, man. Peace surpasses all understanding, you know. It's in the Bible. But anyway, you guys, yeah, Evil Dead. Which one do I like the most? Well, I got sentimental memories for both of them because I just told you one. Well, actually, I told you two. I told you about my daughter's mom, you know. My daughter, she's 32. And actually, it's my daughter's boy's birthday today. Crazy. And me and her watched that movie, and we was laughing and stuff. I remember that. But yeah, I think I would prefer 1981, but I think I like 2013 a little more because it's a little bit more modernized, and the you know, the special effects is a little bit done better. But I don't know, man. This one's a tough call. This one's a tough call. All right, you guys. God bless and stay safe out there, and try to keep your distance from people, man. This is the second time I got sick. I went to work anyway, but it was just rough. You know, it was rough, and I feel like $1,000,000, man. I thank God for that, but I don't like these new kind of codes that's coming from this COVID. I really think it's a new type of flu, cold, whatever. Man, eat some vegetables, eat some fruits, take care of yourself. You know, try to work out a little bit, do some form of exercise. But anyway, God bless and take care, and we'll catch you in the next video. Be safe out there and be kind to each other.